So here in this video, I would like to solve the PIQs of Ctet English, which has been asked in 2011. So it is going to be very important for your upcoming exam. So let's get started. The first question is, which of the following is the best suited for improving the speaking skill of learner? So I will speak in English only. So if there would be need to shift toward Hindi, then definitely I will shift. Otherwise, I speak only in English. So which of the following is the best suited for the improving the speaking skills of learners? So the best appropriate option would be debate and group discussion followed by the role play. Okay, so debate and group discussion is the best way to improve the speaking English for the learner. So it is the best option among the four. The right of the children to free and the compulsory education act 2009 has overall development as an aim. It means, so what is mean by the overall development? If you have such word and you have to choose appropriate option, then please go for the bookster and government words and government term, like nurturing, scholastic and co-scholastic. These are the bookish and word which is often mentioned in the you know in the speech of the government, in the you can say, whatever government publish, they mention such word. So you have to go for that option, nurturing both schoolistic and co-schoolistic areas. So option A would be the perfect out of the fours. Okay, so option A is the most appropriate. A class is a reading a story based in a village. The teacher asks some of students to mark the villagers is in an outline map of their locality. Some other students are asked to collect information about the different crop grown in these villages. Yet another group work on the nutrition values of the grains, fruits, and vegetable grown in the locality. Later, the student exchange their work and have a class discussion relating the information with the story. What is the underlying principle of the approaches? So whatever they are doing, they are actually they are doing experiment in a real basis. But the most appropriate option will be the making connections across the discipline and bringing out the interrelatedness of the knowledge. Okay, so option A would be the most appropriate. The effective learning takes place when student, for example, you are the teacher and you have to make them understand to English language. Then how, what will you do? You will say to them to interact to each other, to talk to each other. Okay, so interactive would be the most appropriate option among the fours. A test to assess the potential of the student for the specific abilities and skills such as the music, spatial ability, or the logical ability is called aptitude test. This is the reason you are being provided the math and the reasoning in your exams. Okay, because they want to test your aptitude test. Some noises in the language class indicate what. If there is a language class and there, the noise is coming from that particular class, then what does indicate? It indicate constructive activities with learners engaged in language learning. They are interacting to each other, they are asking questions, are getting the answer. Fluency in English can be developed through. So if you want to be fluent in English like me as I'm speaking, then what can you do? The teacher talking for the most of the time, the teacher being alert to the spot and the error and the correct them, and allowing students who are not confident to have the freedom to be quiet, and creating opportunity to use the target and language for the communication. So the option D would be the most appropriate. Okay, this is a totally wrong. So option C is totally wrong. Option D would be the most appropriate out of the fours. A play can be taught by, if you want to teach a play drama to a student, then how can if a play can be taught by, encouraging the student to stage the play after working in a ground to understand the plot, character, etc. So option A would be the most appropriate out of the fours. Okay, you can read all the options and you will get to know that option A is the most correct. And one more thing I am repeating again, that you have to go for the bookish term. Okay, and term which is often mentioned in the book of the government. Okay, which of the following will be the most effective to remove the conventional belief about the gender role? Okay, so this is the question which is often asked. So this is the very the answer would be very normal, that the teaching all the learners, so all the learners include the girls and boys both, to sweep, wash and sew in the craft class without any gender discrimination. Okay, so you have to include both girl and boys, and when they will sweep, wash and will do these, homes course, then definitely they will able to understand then which type of pain and how much time it takes to do things. A teacher can develop listening skill in a English by, a teacher can develop a listening skill in English by focusing only on the, if you are getting only in the option, then you have to eliminate that option. That is not going to be your answer. Okay, making the learner listen to everything they hear passively. Okay, if you want to learn anything, then you have to be, active learner, not passive learner. So option B is going to be incorrect. Creating opportunity for them to listen to in a variety of the sources and people in and engage in the listening activities, option C would be the most appropriate. Okay, so creating opportunity for them to listen to a variety of the sources and people and engage in listening activities. Next, inquiry based learning. What is the inquiry based learning? Encourage quiet learners, does not nurture creative thinking in the student and allow learner to raise questions. So allow learner to the raise question is the inquiry based learning. Okay, whatever they have doubt, they can directly ask. So it is based on, face to face learning, or you can say offline learning. Okay, so next question, in large language classes, group work can be accomplished by. So group work can be accomplished by asking all students to stand in a circle, asking half of the class to go out to the playground, wrong, and asking 4 to 5 students, wrong. So most appropriate option will be asking student to turn around for the group work. Okay, so school need to become a center that prepare children for the life, ensure that all the children, especially the children, the differently able children from the marginalized sections and the children in the difficult circumstances, get the maximum benefit of its critical areas of the education. These observations found in the national curriculum framework 2005 is related to. So I have told one thing earlier, that you have to choose that option where is, word which is word, there are many words, there are many, flagship word of the government, like inclusive, inclusive education, inclusive development. So these are the word which you have to, if you are getting in the option, then please be careful that maybe that option is going to be correct. So option D would be the correct here. Okay, they are talking about the inclusive education, where everyone is, connected to each other and everyone able to learn. Which among the following is a feature of the children center language classroom? Okay, so which among the following, so here is a four option, and out of the fours you have to choose one correct option. Children interact in the target language through as task that require multiple intelligence. Children work individually to private project. Teacher plans assessment every day, and teacher gives instructions and expect children to obey and to be disciplined. Okay, so the option D would be, correct. So teacher gives instruction and expect children to obey and be disciplined. An effective lesson from for teaching a lesson begin with presenting the context of the lesson, a recapitulation and motivation through the fun activities, writing on the blackboard, listening the learning activities of the objective of the lesson. So presenting the content of the lesson, if you are if you are a teacher and you will present the context of the lesson, whatever you are going to teach, and you will provide some context, some example, then the student is going to be very concentrate, they are going to learn very effectively. So option A would be the correct. Next, direction for question 76 to 81, read the poem given below and answer the questions that follow, the choosing the most appropriate options. So I am reading once and you have to read again. After that, you will able to answer the question. The handholders attribute to caregivers, there is a no job more important than yours, no job anywhere else in the land. You are the keeper of the future. You hold the smallest of hand. You hold the smallest of the hand into your care. You are trusted the nurture and the care for the young and for all of your everyday heroics. Your talent and the skill no goes unsung. You wipe tears from the eyes of the injured. You rock babies brand new in your arms, and you increase the sigh and unsure child. You make sure that they are safe from all the harm. You foster the bonds of the friendships, letting no child go away mad. And you respect and you honor their emotions. You give hugs to each child when they are sad. You have more impact than does a professor. A child's mind is molded by four. So what you lay on the table is whatever the child will explore. Give each child the tool of the adventure, and let them to artisans and writer and more. Let them fly on the wind and the dance on the star, and build castles of the sand on the shores. It is true that when you don't make much money and you don't get a whole of the word a lot of praises, but when one small child say I love you, you are reminded of how this job pay. So based on this poem you have to answer these questions. The expression the smallest hand refer to. So the question is asking the expression the smallest of hand refer to. So it's refer to babies. Okay, smallest hand refer to the babies. Again, though caregivers look after the young, they are not properly recognized. Okay, they are not properly recognized. A caregiver have more influence on the child than a professor, because the professor is not capable of the providing love, and the child, a child spend the formative years with the caregiver. So this is the correct answer, the because the child spend the formative years with the caregiver. So this is the reason they are more influenced by the caregivers rather than professor. Again, what is the most valuable gift that a caregiver gets? So the most valuable gift which can't be purchased by the money, that is the praise, that is the love from the children. Love from the children, it can't be purchased through the money. You give hugs to each child when they are sad. This act can be described as an of reassurance. Okay, so this is the act of reassurance, that don't be sad, you able to do things in a proper way. Okay, next, letting no child go away mad. The meaning of the line is, so the line meaning is, no child is allowed to be angry for long. Okay, no child is allowed to be angry for long. If you read again that particular poem, then you able to find out the proper answer, and how I am able to get. Okay, read the following read the passage given below and answer the question that followed by the selecting and the most appropriate option. If you are living in a house with a child on the cusp of becoming a teenager, congratulations. I'm not being sarcastic. You are about to embark on an amazing voyage. It may be a bumpy ride, but on the journey, your child will grow, change, and blossom into the adult, and she will one day become. If you are living with her, an older teenager, I won't try to sugarcoat it. You will meet challenges, the raising hormones, the pressure of the exam, the angst of the relationship with the friends, and eventually lovers. Modern teenagers are under so much pressure, it is no wonder they got moody. Living with teens can be difficult because your child is in the process of the great change. Gone is the baby who adored you without questions. Only shadows remain of the child who hug on your every word of wisdom. Your teenager is becoming a young adult trying to find his way in the world. He is now programmed to reject your values and kick against your authority. Some days when arguments are raising, music is blaring, dishes pile up in the sink, and your daughter misses her curfew again, you may feel that you just can't wear it any longer. But if you take a step backward, breathing deeply for a moment, you will able to see that most of the problems and irritations we have parenting teens are small ones. It is only because we are so close to them that they look so big. It is all about the perspective. Your baby is metamorphosing into the adult her, so she will be, and it is hard to watch. You want to save them from making your mistake and make their lives easier. News flash, you can't. What you can and must do is always be there to listen, and there be the times when you are the last person she want to talk to, but you must make sure the opportunity is always there, be available. So according to the author, living with the teenagers is like an amazing voyage, because voyage is stand for a boat which flow in the water. Okay, so amazing was it is because during the was the parents will see the teenagers blossoming into an adult. Okay, so I won't try to sugarcoat it. What does it mean? It means that I will be very brutal, I will be very factual. So what does it mean? It means she does not want to hide the fact that parenting a teenager is full of the challenges. This is the meaning of the option of the question, I won't try to sugarcoat it. Next, modern teenagers easily becomes annoyed or unhappy for no reason, because the most appropriate option would be failed relations with the friends and the lover, wrong, and failing in the examination. It is the reason, but it is not the perfect, and the hormone it is also the reason. The perfect is the enormous stress and the experience at this is actually, these are the options A, B, D, all of the correct. But if you will see with the big perspective, then you will find that option C is a combined by option is inclusive. Option A, option B, option C, these are the subset of the option A, option B, option D, these are the subset of option C. Okay, these are the subset of the option C. So option C is bigger than all the other options. Okay. Next, only shadow remain of the child. The word shadow refer to old memories of the teenagers. Okay, so kick against your authority is a manifestations of the teenagers for natural rebellion tendency. Okay, they have natural rebellion tendency. So he is now programmed to reject your values, implied that the teenager teenager behave in a such way because of the biological factor. So whatever we are reading, it is a biological factor. Okay, hormonal change and etc. The author says that the parents cannot prevent their teenagers children from the making mistake. What is the advice to the parents? So whatever he is, that you have to be available for the concentration and listen to the teenagers. Okay, so you have to available for 20 by 24 by 7 hours. Pick out a word from the first paragraph of the above passage that means strong feeling or the anxiety and the unhappiness. So it was the angst. Okay. Next, living with the teens can be difficult because your children in the process of great change. Underline the part of the speech is it is a adverbial phrase. Why? Because if you ask the question with the why, what is the reason, if you ask the reason, then you will get this answer. And for the reason, it is a adverbial clause. Okay, so it is a adverbial clause. If we look here, it is a gerund phrase. And if we look from here in the process, it is called the prepositional phrase. Okay, so you have to know about these things. Thank you.